What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video. Today we have top 20 Primarchs Wamuudes Vox-Logs. So I think I'm saying that right. So Wamuudes is obviously one of the custodies, obviously one of the three that have replaced Kitten as the Emperor's caretaker, or kind of conned him out of it, really and truly. Obviously this is an additional video to the TTS series. I don't know if it's canon or if it's just like an additional thing like the podcasts are and stuff like that. I'm assuming it's something like that. And yeah, this should be interesting. Top 20 Primarch. Who is my top favorite Primarch? It's a great question. I like Leman Russ. Leman Russ, Magnus are probably two of my favorites. I'm probably forgetting somebody, but you know, I think those are my two favorites. You guys let me know who your favorite Primarch is down below. Don't have to rank all of them. Don't write a whole list from 1 to 20. I mean, you can if you want, but I wouldn't recommend. But anyway, if you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit the bell so you never miss a video, and you can join our Discord for all the latest updates. But yeah, we're gonna get into this video, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go.
Greetings, shield companies. This is me on my brief respite from the throne room. Currently in the process of calculating the integrity of the blood pumps, and I thought it would be as good a time as any, excepting all other times ever, to record a list of my top favorite Primarchs. Yeah, that's good. From worst to greatest.
From worst.
Now, please. I know you and the emissaries might try and quote-unquote fact-check me into one of the dark cells, but please, you keep your judgment as you do your figure concealed. This is not but my opinion, churl. I do not tout it as our Emperor's objective truth. As correct as it in fact is. So, here we go!
I wonder if this is just a list they decided to make, or if the guy who voices this guy decided to make it. I don't know, man. I'm intrigued.
Number 20, skip. Number 19, skip. Number 18, Conrad Curse.
Wait, there's only 20 Primarchs, right? I thought that... Bro, sometimes I get confused with the amount. I say 21, I say 19, I say 20, dude. Alright, it's 20. Conrad Curse.
Unwashed, toxic, ghoulish, scrawny for a Primarch, and no! Ew! Absolute ew! Scrawny and Primarch are words that should be kept as far and away as a novel series worth of text from each other at all times.
It wasn't wrong with any of the description of Conrad Curse, to be fair. Hopefully this wasn't lagging up until this point, but if it was, I apologize. But yeah, anyway, yeah, he was not wrong about Conrad. It's kind of the right description.
Much less be used within the very same sentence. And yet Conrad Curse curses this reality by making this description apt. Hate. As far as I have heard, he was also killed by a normal, which...
But he let her do it.
That's like a normal dying to worms. It could certainly occur, but it is so earth-shatteringly embarrassing, it can simply not be spoken of. That being said, I am glad he is dead, for he was a spiteful bastard who would probably have my eyes turned to soup if ever he heard this.
Yep.
Number 17. So, I am someone who puts high stock in hygiene.
Is it Mortarian?
Technically one of my greatest charges as caretaker.
This is the guy that washes the Emperor. God damn it. Yeah, so hygiene. Who could that be, dude? I've got something for Mortarian, because he was in the toxic planet, surely. It's gotta be him.
I am the one who has to make sure that our Emperor, stasis bound as he is kept sterile, without corruption, within and without. So with this in mind, the very idea of Mortarian causes me great discomfort.
I knew it.
If our Emperor was ever to have Mortarion return to Terra, which I pray does not happen, I will fight to have him pressure washed with Titan-grade cleaning agents and burning promethium before even being allowed in the system. Every night, I hug my sponge collection in sheer
Sponge
dread
collection.
at the thought that this return could become a reality. Number 16, Perturabo.
I don't really know much about Perturabo, I'm not gonna lie. There was no real lore videos that I wanted to watch on him. In terms of Mortarion, I did watch a video. I don't know much about Mortarion except for the basics either, so yeah. As far as I remember, Perturabo is the guy who was salty that Rogel Dawn got to build the Imperial Palace instead of him.
Yes, I am aware. Casting Perturabo in the ditch and shitting on him is exactly what everyone, including his entire family, has done since the beginning of time. He is not exactly a popular pick. In fact, if every other Primarch are the picks of the litter, he'd probably be the litter.
Ouch.
As in, litter as in trash, just garbage. And that is exactly the reason behind me putting this low on the list. And yes, indeed, everyone treats him like garbage, but he also acts like garbage, so justified? There is some kind of a causality dilemma here, though. Like, is he treated like garbage because he is garbage? Or is he garbage because he is treated like garbage? Is he the chicken or the egg? Some sort of really bitter, like childishly bitter.
Where are you going with this?
Egg hybrid thing.
Move on.
I don't know, but garbage is garbage, and I'd prefer it thrown in the compactor. Number 15,
Alpharius. I was gonna say, this guy just going traitor Primarchs first. I'm surprised Horus has made it so high, and same with Lorgar.
Alpharius Omegon. I know some enjoy the mysterious type, but honestly, bit too much these ones, whatever. I'm not much for charging into the fray without thought. I wish to assess my targets before engaging as much as any of the 10,000. Know where I have them, my targets. With this context in mind, Alpharius and or Omegon, even speaking to them is like... I was going to say laying oneself bare. That is mildly funny. Basically, it'd be too vague as to whether or not he'd enjoy your presence, or if he's just evaluating your skin in case he needs it.
Yikes.
Not a
Didn't Rogel Dawn kill Alpharius?
fan. Number 14.
Angron.
Corvus corax. Right, so...
Is it because they keep making jokes of him rotting and smelling of ammonia? Poor guy, man. How did Horus and Lorgar and Angron all get above?
Yeah, I am aware placing a loyalist Primarch this high or low on the list it's quite controversial, and
pretty much.
You may call me traitorous for reasons intentionally designed to be impossible to argue against, but look, fuck you! I do not condone the actions or personages of any traitor Primarch that comes after this one. I am just judging these Primarchs by my tastes. Okay, so yeah, Corvus corax. I'm sorry, it's like Conrad Curse, but better, which sucks because Conrad Curse is the worst, and it is quite hard to build oneself a ladder out of the abyssal shadow cast by the Spite Haunter. Corax is alive, however, and heading towards Terra right now. To him I say, there is still time to build that ladder. And by build that ladder, I mean building that build. And please,
Get a less slimy looking haircut.
Yikes. Man said he needs to wash his hair. I'm pretty sure they're gonna mention this when Corax finally does make it to the Emperor. I mean, I don't know how many more Vulkan and Corax what's that spin-off called? Like, where they travel around the planets? Brother Adventure or whatever.
Those banks are that of the sewer. Number 13. Leman Russ.
Oh.
I know.
Is it because he smells like a dog?
He's popular.
Correct.
Especially with those giddy for rustic brutality. And I will give him his due credit. He is built. He is a woven wonder when engaged up close. But there's just so much hair. So much hair. It's everywhere. One can barely get a glimpse of that physique. It sits like a fir tree plantation. I don't want to have to check my tactical display to know my location when in this man's immediate vicinity. I'm sorry. I will consider bumping him up if he just...
This 100% annoyed a lot of people that Leman Russ is this low. I mean, the only one I could think would be worse is putting Sanguinius this low. People love Sanguinius, dude.
Consider attaining a brush cutter. I want to eat, not floss. Number 12, Magnus.
Oh,
The Red.
Magnus.
Preemptive apologies goes out to my...
Hold on. How is Lorgar and horus still not been done? Bro, this is rigged.
Brother who's at
Angron.
Magnus side, but Magnus is what we in the business call a humongous nerd.
I mean, he's not wrong.
So, to be entirely fair, Magnus has some nice sides. He is steadfast in his beliefs. He seems to always be trying his best, and not only is he quite bulbous, but said bulbousness...
When someone says you're at least trying your best, that's slightly an insult. They're just saying you're not good at what you're doing.
...is entirely accommodating due to his malleable presence in the material. All extremely interesting, and I would not blame anyone for buying into those selling points. I'm just not too into self-pity and like...
One more time.
Books. We don't match, that's all I'm trying to say.
Okay, buddy, this isn't
Number
Tinder.
11, Vulkan.
No. Is it because of the hugs? I bet it's because of the hugs.
Everyone loves Vulkan. His empathy is like an endless ocean. His moral character is his all. But listen, I am a custodian. I am a tool. And I don't know about you, but I am perfectly aware of and accepting of that. With this, I do not believe I have the obligation, nor perhaps even the ability, to have the same level of empathy for the common folk of the Imperium as the likes of Vulkan. I do not care for the normals, the citizenry of the Imperium. It is
hilarious.
not my job to care.
Not wrong.
And so it is, I do not care for Vulkan. So we have nothing in common.
So how does he rank so high?
Also, his armor is green, and that's like my least favorite color. Number 10, Horus. Okay, so you might be surprised that the great betrayer, the one responsible for the Emperor's entombment, the one who razed our Imperium to the ground and lit a slowly spreading fire in its place, got so high on the list. And yes, that is quite inappropriate. But have you seen how fucking massive he is? Okay, that's it. Number 9, Lorgar. Oh.
What? Why is Lorgar and Horus so high on the list? Oh, if it was my list, right, they would be right near the bottom, or Lorgar would be near the bottom. I don't know if Horus would be all the way near the bottom, but lorgar would definitely be very near the bottom. You know, at least like 15 to 20 in that slot. He would be in there. Horus might be a bit higher than that, because Horus is quite interesting, you know?
Okay, so you might be surprised that the first heretic, the apostle of primordial evil, the vile snake that helped plant the seeds of the Imperium's downfall, made it so high on the list.
Yep.
And in addition, he's both extremely small and weak for a Primarch.
Pretty much.
He's very preachy, he's condescending, he has intense daddy issues, and why is he so high on this list? Actually, yeah, I'm sorry, this is a mistake, my apologies. Lorgar is number 20, actually.
Thank you.
I accidentally traded the place between Primarch 14 and 19. The latter of which is significantly more respectable and substantially sized. Sorry, huge mistake. Just like...
At least he admits it. Just like... Look. That's so rude.
Number
Poor
8,
guy. Angron.
Angron.
I'm a prophet.
Angron. He is quite violent in an extremely over-the-top manner. It's not something I would usually go for, no. Honestly, it perturbs me slightly, and being in his presence would more than likely drive me to drink. Promethium, that is. But somewhere deep within, I feel like I can, at times, relate to Angron. And I feel like maybe I could fix him.
No. Angron probably wouldn't be that high on my list either, to be fair. He's not one of my favorites.
His power and his temper could be honed like an axe upon a grindstone.
I don't think so.
That grindstone could be me. I feel like beneath that rugged, bloodied exterior, there is untapped potential.
I don't think so.
As a very effective masseur.
Fulgrim
Fulgrim.
made it this high. I forgot about him.
Fulgrim this high is incredibly hard because he is definitely not my type in most regards. He is quite thin and petite, Primarch way. He is all about sharp angles and sleek forms, long and straight, all pomp and no substance. It's just not my thing.
So why is he so high?
But, just like how I am not necessarily a great bulging fan of a certain art form, does not mean I cannot truly, deeply appreciate a perfectly crafted piece of art within that certain art form. That's my justification, and it's not perfect. It will have to do. Number 6.
Dawn.
Jagatai Khan. Jagatai Khan is quite rugged and brutal, much like leman Russ. But he is... well, he's not super hairy. And if I was a die-hard mustache man, then wow, I would perish in mustache land and the Khan would be my slayer. Furthermore, he stands by his code of honor in a way unlike most other Primarchs. I find that knowing who you are, knowing what you are, knowing your beliefs and standing by them is an exceptionally ravishing thing. And that is why I stand by this opinion.
Fair play. I don't really know that much about Fulgrim or Jagatai Khan. We never really covered much about them. I did get Fulgrim in a quiz. Which Primarch are you? 5 left. Who are the 5 left? Sanguinius is definitely left. Rogel Dawn, Ferrus Manus, and a few others, obviously. That I'm
Number 5.
Right,
Sanguinius. What? What? I hear you stab these words into my eardrums.
Fucker, how dare you not put the great angel at the top of your list? I will have you converted into nutrient paste, bastard! Okay, please! Hear me out. I could not, in good confidence, put Sanguinius any higher on this list because, put simply, he is out of my league.
Fair play. To be fair, Sanguinius, in terms, he'd probably be the 5th or 6th, something like that on my list too. I don't think he's one of my favorites. Like, people love him up. He's a bit overrated in that sense, I think. Personally. Well, you know.
He is out of everyone's league. I mean, sure, he's a Primarch, and the Primarchs are mostly out of our leagues, but Sanguinius it's different. He is the succulent
Bobby G, that's who I forgot as well.
Hanging in the garden of
and
gilded
Lionel
perfection
Johnson.
that the Emperor himself has prohibited you from ever as much as glimpsing at. That is honestly too much for me. Sanguinius might be iridescent in his splendor, but the constant threat of being unmade with even a thought of doing absolutely nothing at odds to him, not a thing. Yeah. I'm sorry, I can't deal with that. Moving on. Number 4.
Rogadorn.
Ferrus Manus.
Damn it.
Manus
No head.
is strong, steadfast,
And headless.
Sure, he might not be the most corporeally inviting of the Primarchs, but the rigidness of his ideals to improve humanity makes him, in my mind, so disgustingly handsome. Yeah, handsome.
Okay, buddy.
Hands, because iron hands.
No.
Speaking of his actual, literal iron hands, love that for him. That gives him an edge above all other Primarchs, as far as I'm concerned, if stripped to bare essentials.
Except the 3 above him.
18 Primarchs in the showers on Terra. Ferrus Manus is choking the shit out of them. All good. Okay, number 3, Lion L. Johnson. The Lion, as a concept and as an aesthetic, resonate with me far, far more than the Lion does as a person.
Yikes.
But these things, the aesthetic, the concept, they resonate with me so incredibly hard, they make my gullet vibrate.
I think that's true about him. He seems really cool from the outside, like his concept is cool, but his personality is pretty bad, you know. He seems like a bit of a a-hole, you know.
Gallant, valorous, like someone out of an ancient tale. His being, or the idea of this being, exudes chivalry, and it makes me wish to rip apart the chainmail I desperately wish I was clad in. Had Caliban yet existed, I wish I could have gone there. On a journey alongside the Lion, 2 steeds, and a Normalite bard in tow, whom we could torment for his inadequacies.
This is The Witcher.
Number 2, Rogadorn.
Rogadorn. So Bobby G's his favorite.
Slight bit awkward. I've had the pleasure of hanging out with Dorn for a good while now. He's been present in the palace, ever guarding his father's remains, much like the rest of us. And yes, he is quite forthright. To the point where he could just as well stab you to death on a whim if he honestly thought you were a flaw in the structural integrity of the palace. But that is also what I adore about him. He knows when he is right. He knows when he is wrong.
Does
and
he?
He will stand by the truth, no matter where it may lead. He is a fortress that cannot be beset. And I would love to find a life within that fortress.
Okay then.
Okay, number 1. Rubuzi Gilliman. Okay, first of all, fuck you! I know how the sayings go. I know the jokes. I know the everlasting
jokes.
bandwagon that is ridiculing Rubuta Gilliman and his children. I know it all. I've heard it all. It is a common thing within our ranks.
There is a lot of that.
But I am better than that. I am immune to your lampooning. I see Gilliman for what he truly is. A man with a godlike jawline. And a beautiful boy who wishes to do his best by our Imperium. He is honorable, he is just, he is noble, and he is self-aware. Which is exactly what you wish to imply he is not. I know better. I know he is what the Imperium needs. And when he returns, and he will, I am going to be a proponent of His Majesty, as he once more becomes the Lord Commander of the Imperium.
Oh yeah, this probably started before he actually came back, right? This series.
It's our Emperor in turning this morass of incompetence back into a tidier morass that is not on fire. And that is it for my favorite Primarch. If you have your own personal favorites list, then please do not mention it in the vicinity of our Emperor, lest you wish to be pounded into the ground in the worst possible manner.
Yeah, with that hammer.
Bye!
Okay, that's the end of that. His list is funny, you know, the way they made this list, you know, but do I agree with the list? A lot of the list is pretty accurate. I mean, Lorgar being last. I think he's last for most people. Would Bobby G be first for most people? I don't think he would be first. I think a lot of people do like him. It's just easy to make fun of the Ultramarines, but I like the Ultramarines personally, and I like Bobby G. He would be quite high on my list. I don't know if Rogue or Dawn would be second. Sanguinius, for a lot of people, would probably be first, to be fair. I don't know. I don't really know. Vulkan is another one I think a lot of people would put higher than, what was he, 11th or some shit like that. So yeah. You guys let me know your list in the comments below. And yeah, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you all next time.